So a week ago, I was sitting on the grass, and I was reading a book, and I'm working on a project, and Tim comes walking by, and I go, so what are you working on, Tim? I mean, come on, you know, I see musicians come in and out, and Tim said, well, you know, I'm in the entertainment industry. I think that's exactly what you said. And I said, so what does that even mean? And well, I do some music and rapping, and I want to get further along in it. And I got this dream. And I said, so what's your dream, Tim? And he said, you know, I'm building this up with some people right now, but in 2020, it's going to be my year, and I'm going to be successful and get everything done. And I said, you know, Tim, that's how you have to think of it. It's totally awesome, because when you're positive like that, you're going to make it happen. And you know who said that? Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. One of his albums was called Make It Happen. Or it might have been The Temptations. I'm not sure, but I can't remember exactly.
Motown.
It was Motown, though.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he told me what it was, and I said, but you know, Tim, you're going to have to, you know, being an older soul than he is, although he's an old soul for a young man, because you can just tell he is, but I said, you know, you're going to have to do a lot of hard work. There are no overnight successes. You know, everybody says, oh, the Beatles popped up overnight. No, they played in the basement of bars in Germany for 3 or 4 years and kept developing their music. They just didn't walk out on stage and were proficient performers and writers. So, and Tim goes, yeah, I know, I'm going to do all the work that's necessary. And then I went in and met Prince in his apartment, the cutout statue of him, and I jumped back. I was almost going to say hello to the statue for a second. So anyway, you know, then we talked a little bit, and I know that, like, well, I knew this before, and this is true, don't be embarrassed. Tim's a kind man. He's got a good heart.
Right.
He really does.
He does. Right.
There's no question about it. I just know stuff like this.
He does.
And I mean, for him to walk over one night with a plate full of chicken to give to my dog was like, not many people are that kind and considerate and go out of their way. They're too worried about, oh my God, I might be missing my show, or whatever. You know, people, you know, they think people should be doing everything for them. Anyway, so it's a rare combination to find a young man who wants to follow his dream, and knows he has to work hard, but at the same time is like kind and generous. Those are the kind of people that the world needs again.
That's right.
They really do. But what I was telling a friend was, so what I did later on that day is I wrote up the thing from NASA when a spaceship goes off, because I'm going to be blasting off too, because I thought Tim was. So I wrote, so I Googled it because I didn't know what they said at the end, and it's T-minus 3, 2, 1, liftoff. And I put that poster up on my mirror, and then I put, I'm going to be like Tim. 2020 is my year.
That's right.
And I'm going to be flying high, just like this boy here. And but what's interesting was a few days later, I started getting some emails from Mr. Canfield about doing some coaching things, and he's the gentleman that I want to co-author my book with, and he's done it with other people. And so then I went back and then I wrote a letter to him in an email, and I said, you know what? I'm starting on my dream now. So I went up and put another post-it up, and I said, Tim, I'm starting on October 8th, 2019, a little bit sooner, but thank God it started.
That's right.
And you know...
And you know, the hardest part is getting started.
It is.
It is, because we are so used to procrastinating.
That's right.
So the hardest part is to get started.
And you talk yourself out of it, and your friends talk you out of it.
That's right. Oh God, your friends are the worst.
That's right.
Your friends aren't your friends. Because I only talk, they're like dream killers. They're dream destroyers.
Right.
They're, because I called my best friend today, and I said, you're the only one, I can't talk to anyone in my family that I'm going to talk to somebody from the Canfield group, because they're all going to say, well, it probably won't work out or something. And I said, no,
You don't need
I'm
that
talking
energy.
to you because you're just going to 100% support me, and that's what people need. They need people to believe in them.
That's right.
And because it's hard enough for us to believe in ourselves at times. And if we believe, if we help other people, if we believe in them, just like you said, Grandma, if you believe in God too, you're going to have a lot on your side.
That's right. Exactly.
You're going to have the
that's
team
right.
on your side.
That's right. Exactly.
And you know, and
you're not, and so we can't worry about what God puts in us heart. Didn't put it in somebody else's heart. So you can't let another person talk you out of what you want to do.
Oh, you can't.
Because of the fact that
it's not their dream.
It's not their dream, and God didn't put it in
and
them.
you know who said that? T.J. Jakes. It's not their dream.
And then God didn't.
God
put it
gave
in,
you
right,
that
exactly.
dream, and
God,
that's why you have it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And,
That's right.
T.J. Jakes is a preacher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
T.D. Jakes.
Yeah. T. Jakes.
T.D. Jakes. Yeah.
T.D. Jakes. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I know you. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So you knew, and you know, and the other thing is why it's so hard, because in one of his talks he goes, your mind is the battleground. If the devil wants to get you, all he has to do is get into your mind.
Get in your mind.
He doesn't have to hurt you, and that's what you were saying about, you know, your friends, they don't support you enough, and they really should. But what you said about it being the hardest to start in the procrastination, you know, and it's like what I said about the rocket. Okay, when a rocket gets launched, 90% of the fuel is to just get out of gravity. So once you get out of the Earth's gravity, you can go. And I just wrote about this like half an hour ago. And I said, and you know what? That's like, and gravity's like negativity. It's like it pulls you back to the ground, and you want to go to the stars where your dreams are, you know, and get closer to them. So it's like you got to have those positive beliefs, and you have to have those people to support you, because there's so much work. You have to overcome so much negativity to work on your dream.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right.
And you don't want anybody else to pull you down, and you have to use so much power that's why you need beliefs in yourself,
Right.
and you need to be supported by friends that believe in you too.
That's right.
Which is rare to find.
No, it
Right.
is. It's very rare
Rare
to
to
find,
find.
because the problem is most people want to, and that's why this is amazing, because most people want to bring you to their level.
Right.
This is a good level of people. We're doing things, we're going places, we believe we can do stuff, and we do stuff.
No, right.
But other people, you know, they'll go, oh, you can't do that. Oh, that's too hard, or whatever. You know, they'll play the victim card, and you know what? If I fail 1,000 times, and that's the one thing that they're all afraid of, failing. Well, you know, it's more of a man who fails 100 times and falls on his face than the guy. He's more of a man than the guy who just sits on the couch and says,
safe.
what
Plays it
if?
safe.
What if? Playing it safe. What
That's
if?
right.
Everybody
What if?
wants to play it safe.
Everybody want to play it safe.
They do.
No,
but you know,
but you got to take some bold steps sometimes. You
right.
have to take the bold steps, and you have to be willing. Okay, if I fail, what's the worst scenario?
I know, you're not hurt.
You're not hurt. All you do.
You didn't get eaten by a tiger.
And you learn something,
Right.
And then also you learn something.
And
You learned that.
and look,
Okay, well I learned that didn't work.
Edison, right.
That's right. So then I know I gotta try something different.
Right. Failure is a way to teach you that you're not on course.
Of course, exactly.
That's all it is.
That's all it
and
is.
you know what? And what you said is so true, because if you learn a lesson from it, did you fail?
You did not.
Or did you have a learning?
You had a learning.
That's right.
It's a learning.
You
had a
didn't
learning.
fail.
You didn't fail. You had a learning.
You had a learning.
You know,
and if you take that learning and
And
use it.
apply it, you know.
Yeah, it's
listen,
true.
It's, you know what I mean? It's priceless.
It is priceless.
You know what I mean? You know, because you know that this is not going to work, so you know that you got to change your
approach.
Change your
focus.
approach.
There's not a self-made billionaire in the world who didn't
Fail.
at like 5.
Oh,
10,
and you know
20
what,
businesses.
Tim? The most successful in the people in the world have failed the most because they're the ones that taken the chance to do things.
That's right.
Exactly.
So it's like I said, you fail your way to success.
Right.
And one of my favorite writers who's a bit dark at times because he was an Irishman, so he was probably drinking a lot, you know, and it always rains there, so I can't imagine they're real happy people,
Yeah.
you know. But anyway, it's T.S. Eliot,
Okay.
and one of my favorite quote by him is, "Only those willing to risk going too far can possibly find out how far one
You
can
can
go."
go. That's right.
Isn't
That's
I heard
true.
that quote. I didn't know who he was.
That's
though.
Isn't that awesome?
That's
I
right.
mean, only
That's wisdom.
That's
it is wisdom.
It's wisdom.
That's wisdom.
And I told that quote to somebody in my family, and they said, "Yeah, but you know, do you want to risk it?" Yeah, I want to risk
risk
it.
it, risk it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
like-
Because what? I'm not losing.
You're not
you know,
losing.
failing is not losing.
It's learning.
It's learning.
It's learning.
Right.
Failing is learning.
That's right. And
You can't hit the home run if you don't step up to the plate.
That's right.
oh, yes, snap.
That's-
And you know what else?
That's right, Tim.
Who is Ty McGraw?
Tim McGraw?
Tim McGraw?
Yeah.
What was his dad's name?
I don't know,
Could have been. I don't know. I can't remember.
but I know Tim McGraw.
Okay, but anyway, this guy was a baseball player, so it could have been Tim McGraw's dad,
Okay.
or could have been Ty Cobb's. I don't know. But anyway, was Ty Cobb's a hockey player?
He's hockey.
Okay, here's what he said: "You miss 100% of the goals that you don't take."
Mm.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't take the risk,
Yeah.
you know, you're going nowhere.
You're
We're going nowhere.
You're watching a lot of Netflix.
That's right. That's right.
We're filming it.
That's right. You're watching a lot of Netflix.
We're the ones filming.
But anyway, and then the other quote that I love a lot by T.S. Eliot. That looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
She just down in the kitchen.
I
on the
know.
grill.
I saw that fire on and said, "Who's over here cooking?" Because Abby was like going, you know, she had her nose up in the air already. But you know, sort of like,
Him out there. I used to come out here all the time.
oh yeah. In terms of just like, you know, following our dream and being on our own journey and everything else. You know, it's like you said, Grandma, what you do in time is you learn about yourself.
Right,
And
exactly.
you learn to know who you are.
Exactly.
And it's sort of like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. You know what? Is it? Oh my God. Dorothy.
Yeah, that's my name.
Oh God. Okay. So anyway, Dorothy. Thing is, like in The Wizard of Oz, you know, she always wanted to go home because, but the thing is, I think what you want to do in life, Dorothy, is home isn't a place. It's a feeling you hold in your heart. And I just wrote this up on one of my pieces of paper in my house. I am my home now.
Right.
Because what you don't want to go anywhere, it's not like your favorite house. It's the feeling that you're comfortable and you love yourself and you love your life and you just feel safe in your own environment with
yes.
yourself and your friends and with God.
That's right.
That's what being at home
Home
is.
is. That's what it is.
It doesn't, it's nothing else.
It's nothing else. That's right.
And in her journey, T.S. Eliot wrote this other quote: we shall not cease from exploring, and at the end of our journey, we will arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. So it really is, God, you learn to know yourself
Exactly.
and how you fit into everything else. And that's really true.
That's right.
Because at the end of a lot of the stuff that I did, I finally know who I am and where I fit in and where I belong.
Right.
And then when you're comfortable, that's like your old shoes or
That's
your
right.
old jeans.
That's right.
You know, it's just, it's a good fit.
It's a good fit.
And you always are happy when you're in it,
That's right.
you know? So
That's facts.
that's our backyard philosophy.
That's
Right?
That's right.
Did we just solve all the world's problems?
We did.
You know we did.
Home improvement
Now,
stuff.
now, if all these people would listen to us, oh, I got to tell you this one joke. This is great. So anyway, a new preacher comes into town. This man says, I got to go hear this guy here. He's really good. So the preacher gives a sermon, and it was really good. And the guy goes, I love that. I'm going to have to stand on that reception line one of these times. And shake his hand. So next week he goes to church, and the preacher gives the same sermon. And the guy's sitting there, and he goes like, "Oh, he's new here. He must have forgotten that he gave that sermon last week." And he goes, who cares? And he goes to church next week, and the preacher gives the same sermon again. And he goes like, "I'm going to get on that reception line." And so he goes to the reception line at the end of the church session, and he goes, "Preacher, Reverend, I love you. You gave the best sermon in the world and everything. But are you aware of the fact that you gave the same sermon 3 times?" And the Reverend looks at him and says, "Of course I am. And when you followers start doing it, I'll go to the next one." And isn't that the truth?
That's true.
People know what to do, but they need to start doing it.
That's right.
Because
Take
action is the answer.
That's right.
It's
Lights,
actually
camera.
action.
Action.
And it's really the answer to all of your problems. Because you know what? If you're in action and you're doing something or you're helping somebody, you're not involved in your own little looping mind where you're playing a tape of, "Oh, woe is me." You know? It's just the way it is.
She was just telling her viewers that she didn't start her YouTube till she was 71.
Good for you.
71, 72 years old.
Oh, I got my first tattoo when I was 72.
Oh, you
See?
did? Oh,
Yeah.
great. Wonderful.
And here's what it says. It says it's 3 things, and I wanted it in Japanese. And it says kindness, forgiveness, happiness. And I think that's, if we all lived that way, the world would be a lot better. There wouldn't be as many wars.
That's right.
She started at, that's dope. You guys both did like some things that most people be like, "What are you doing that at 74?
Oh, no,
When she
you
said
know
she
what?
was going on YouTube, everybody had their eyebrows raised up.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
But now
you know,
everybody does it.
listen, Grandma Moses didn't start painting until she was 70, and she's a world famous painter. And listen, I still think in my head I'm 25.
Right?
You know? Don't you?
That me too.
Yeah, I know we do.
I still feel like I'm 18.
I know. But I mean, sometimes in the morning these bones don't feel like they're 25, but my mind always does, and that's what's important.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
It is, because I've spoken to a lot of 90-year-olds, and I said, "What's your secret?" And they said, most of it's eating really healthy and walking, and they said, and you have to
walk
have
all the time.
and that's good, and
That's
you have
good.
to have a great mental attitude. Like
That's
you
right.
just have to believe
You have to
and be
believe.
positive,
That's right.
because actually your immune system turns on you when you're stressed.
It does.
It scientifically does.
Scientifically. Yep.
That's right.
And you know, you get more colds. You get, well, look at what you get. You get insomnia. You get ulcers. You get acid
You lose
reflux.
your-
You get
your
Looney
Alzheimer's.
Tunes. Yeah,
Yeah, Alzheimer's, yeah.
that's right.
So if you stay active, you keep them positive thoughts, coming in your mind, and you keep, getting outside and walking. And
I know. I'm planning on living to 95, and when I'm 80, I'm going to move it up to 105. But you see, here's what I think, and this is why this is so great you're doing your YouTube thing now. We have and this is what people don't realize. You and I, we've seen stuff. We know what wisdom is.
Right.
We know who Charles Lindbergh was. These people don't even know. Like my niece gets pissed off when, "Oh, my internet connection's slow." It's coming from Mars, woman. It's not coming from across the street. Okay? And it took my granddad 30 days to sail from Europe to here to New York for me to be born here. So, come on. Have a little patience.
Patience. Yeah. Patience.
Patience
and
is huge.
gratitude that you even have the internet.
Right. That's right.
That
You got knowledge just right at your fingertips.
That's right. That's right. But it's crazy. As things get faster and faster, people want more and more. But the problem in America, see, you and I would be revered in other countries. See, in Africa, you would be the Queen of Sheba or something.
Yeah.
And in Europe, I would be like a wise man.
Right.
And people would come and ask me, I would be like an oracle. Because, I've lived so long, I know stuff.
Right.
And it's not, and there really is something for life experience. And in America, we want to throw the old people away. It's so stupid because we have so much to teach.
They feel like you guys are out of touch.
We are,
In
and that's
America,
why
you're out of touch.
we
When you're
are.
old. When you're old, you're out of touch.
And you're not.
Yes, right.
I mean, and that's why, like, you doing a YouTube thing at 71 or whatever, why shouldn't you? I mean, like, somebody would say, you know, it's like, why would you do it? And I'm like, why wouldn't you do it?
Why wouldn't you do it? That's right.
She's been doing it for 6 years now, or how long, Grandma?
Yeah.
2013? I think
So
2013.
because in 6 months I'll be 78. So
Good for you.
so it's about 6 years.
6 years, almost 6 years.
So in
And almost 100,000 subscribers. She's doing her thing.
And 5,666,000 views.
5, yeah.
how many?
5 million.
Okay, so when you do your next YouTube thing, add my little clip about telling Jack Canfield and say, all those people out there, I met that guy, and you need to send an email to Jack Canfield and let him know he'll really help you and he needs your help to help future generations.
That's right.
I mean, anyone who writes Chicken Soup for the Soul, which is all about inspirational, about inspiration
Right.
and lifting people
Oh,
up
that's right.
instead of down.
Down.
You know, that person's going to, you know, want, I think, why wouldn't he help me co-author this book? Because it's helping mothers be better parents so their children are better, and we just keep improving
Keep that cycle going.
Yep.
That's
Keep the cycle going.
That's right.
Anyway,
And that's what it's all. You know, that's what it's all about. We're supposed to help people. It's people helping people.
it is.
You know,
it
and
is.
People
helping
gotta
people.
help dogs, Grandma. So cut Abby a little piece with this. 'Cause she been hanging around.
Okay.
Give her that.
Or let's let it cool off though,
Yeah.
because she'll snag it. Or just put it right there. We'll let it cool for a few minutes,
Let's take it out.
because she'll go to wolf it down just like a dog. Yeah, it's real hot. She'll get it in a minute. She's patient.
We got you, Abby.
You're covered, girl. Don't worry. But
She's
no,
smelled
it
that
is
food.
people helping people. And you know what? I think it's. I don't know if it's the Philippines.
Hello, and thank you for watching Grandma Dorothy's YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Ding. And also leave a comment. And below the comment section, you'll find Teesprings where you could buy this coffee mug, you could buy leggings, you could buy a sweater, you could buy t-shirts, socks, the whole nine. And if you want to purchase her cookbook, go to grandmadorothyskitchen.com and you'll find this cookbook, you'll find this prayer books, and you'll find all of her seasonings.